All right, well, hey, everyone. Glad that I'm gonna come over here to start things off, and then I'm gonna be back by the judges table. But we're here live for what is Spark Hat 2023 here in Zambia. Really neat opportunity. We've got entrepreneurs that are local that have joined us. They've got ideas. We built this in for financial inclusion. Wanted to put together an event where we inspired others based on just this idea that you can build a company that can get after some of the challenges in banking and payments to build a better tomorrow for Zambia and maybe the world. So we got several presenters. They're going to be judged. They get a small prize for the winner in second place. And we're just looking forward to hearing from these amazing entrepreneurs. So with that, we'll go ahead and kick it off with our first participant, Ernest from TokePay.
Good morning, everybody. Ernest, and I will be presenting TokePay. We are a financial super app for enterprise and consumers in Africa to participate and succeed in the global digital economy. We launched TokePay 4 months ago by a group of 3 professionals with a lot of experience in fintech, technology, and marketing. We have over 6,000 users and onboarded one of the biggest enterprise clients. Right. So we TokePay was funded with the belief that talent is equally distributed, but opportunity is not. So access to global jewelry reviews and bond investment is complex, siloed, and antiquated, making the process undesirable for retail investors. So what TokePay does is our money storage infrastructure converts excess capital or cash deposits into short-term US treasury bills with on-demand liquidity and backed by the pocket of the US treasury or the US government treasury, making investing accessible and equitable for African investors into liquid markets. So all this is done without any further even the bank should be started. So this product wasn't possible 2 years ago, but thanks to the disruptive nature of blockchain technology, we have revolutionized the way treasury bill investments is made, managed, and done by global investment. So we have our product comes with a number of services. For example, we have the consumer wallet, which I'm going to demonstrate later. The consumer wallet is basically for instant transfer between friends and family worldwide, and then also as well as payment gateways, providing businesses with a single seamless platform, enabling them to process all types of payments, from mobile money payments, bank transfers, and while managing their reconciliations within a single platform. So now, let's take questions, right? As a consumer, you wasn't paid, you have the money. As a business, you process your payments, you have the money in your accounts. So what do you do with the money? You have excess capital, right? And realized gains. So now with TokePay, you can decide to convert a portion of the capital into short-term treasury bills backed by the US government. And I'll mention again, you don't need a bank account to get started. So mobile payments in Africa is set to exceed over 100 billion by 2025, presenting a massive opportunity for our innovative solution. So we have quite simple business model. For example, we charge 2% for every transaction that is processed on the platform, and then 0.8% on management fee and fund production value on build-to fees. And as well, we have the money storage API, where fintech providers can actually build on APIs to provide our services to their clients. So we charge 0.5% to them annually to manage their funds, and then 2% on payment gateways for banks and mobile money payment collection and institution for WooCommerce platforms and in-store merchants. So we have a very simple go-to-market strategy, yet very effective. So general management platforms, banks, fintechs alike can create our managed storage and movement solution by using on top of our APIs, as well as consumers can also press out our application using our mobile app for B2C. So we have a number of clients, for example, Capital Insurance Company, which is one of the biggest insurance companies in the Asia Pacific, as well as with a presence in over 24 countries in Africa, and it has a market cap of over 20 billion. So they're actually one of our institutional clients using our managed storage solution, and as well as Amazing Capital. And then we have Ackermans, which is one of the biggest e-commerce infrastructure in Africa, based in South Africa, that is using our payment gateways. And also we have Chase, which is a supermarket like Pick n Pay and Shoprite. Then also we have lifestyle businesses like Papa Mom shops using our payment gateways for payment reconciliations and manage their businesses in order to close books faster. So we are currently raising 250,000 sellers to digital businesses and launch our core product and platform API. So far, Stancore 2.0 and the Mobile Africa are the two investors that are committed, and we're already. So before we go into questions, let me just give a demo. All right, so this is our consumer facing app. So once you get an account, you're going to this is your interface. So we provide accounts in USD. So let's get started. So the phone number is the one account. So you deposit $20. They're going to receive a notification or a prompt. This means going to receive a prompt to the mobile money you should have on them, and then it takes about 1 minute. This and that will manage to send into US dollars into your wallet. So you can withdraw. You can either pick a bank if your bank's already, or you can pick mobile money. You enter your bank account number, then withdraw. So withdrawals are instant. Then you can also now send money to anyone in the world using just a phone number. So you put amount you're sending. So let's send you my number, which is 0772 39 5052. Thanks. Okay, sending funds. Well, it's that simple. So yeah, so so you can check the transactions, and then also debit cards. So we recently launched our debit cards, so we can issue virtual and physical debit cards for you to participate in online payments. Otherwise, you know, being able to like withdraw from ATM and stuff like that in the world. So that is something. We'll come with questions.
Okay. Good job. Yeah, it's always hard to go first as well. At home can see, but yeah, good job there. Obviously, what you're seeing, and I don't know how many of you guys saw or able to see the screen that well, but really a neat technology in terms of providing some capability. It seems like to upload and then transact even if you don't have a bank account. So that's a needed thing. I think for my question, there seems to be a little bit of a problem solution disconnect. Your problem may be, you know, this idea of investment, I think, and it sounds like U.S. Treasury.
Well, that's just part of it, but initially, like the product, it's for payments. So you don't need a bank account to get access to certain payments. They can pay your vendors outside Zambia. So yeah, people that are like making payments.
We'll go to your first slide then. And again, some of those guys, it seems like we're critical here. So access to global, what is T-bills?
Treasury bills.
And again, so that first slide then has got to be correct. You know, again, if you're like, hey, no, our real problem is payment, global payments. You know, don't lead me down a different route. Okay. And if you guys are also can be like, hey, our first go to market is just payments. We're gonna knock the payment space. And then we think in 5 years, our next for you guys that are really tech, you can show a product roadmap. You know, I know some of these weren't our ways that we put the slides together, but some of that also can be how you explain it. And I know you're the first one, so yeah, bravo there. But that's a key piece. It's like get deep with that problem. You know, I need to be like, I understand it. Yes, you're solving for that. Now, if you're telling me no, it's just to do payments, I don't know, and I can say for my own experiences, that's necessarily a problem. People have Airtel already, people have that. And so I'll just ask that one question and let the other judges, but what would you say to that? Aren't there other people in the space already doing payments?
Well, yeah, so there are actually a lot of payment infrastructures, and in my opinion, payments are not a sustainable business because trying to like sending money to South Africa is quite expensive, which is like about 8%, right? As compared to in the global north, which goes about 2%. That. But then that amount is going lower each time because they're always new products. So going further, the amount would be as many as low as 1%. And then as a business, you cannot build a profitable business taking out 1% or less than that for a business. We have to have a range of products that operate as a product. For example, PayPal send us to the company, but then currently it only makes about less than 20% on payments. The other percentage takes into some other products. So payments alone isn't quite sustainable. That's
where that makes sense.
Yeah. And then I also mentioned Printable today use. With Printable, it means you can liquidate whatever time you want, or you can use them as collateral. You get a loan. For example, you are a microfinance company, and then they see who's funding the reviews, which are going to mature in 3 months. So I can use my today review as collateral to get a loan from.
No, I think obviously, you know, you have thought about the viability. That's what piece that we're also judging on. I'll just throw one more point out there. For things like that type of solution, you know, like US investments, that's kind of complex. You know, I would just look for maybe a diagram or something like that breaks it down to be like, in simple terms, how would that even happen? You know, I don't even know how to invest in the US, and I live there. Treasury bonds, you know, and like you got to have like a lot of APIs. Like I go through a financial institution, Fidelity, like you know, there's a lot of like clearinghouses. So, not saying it's bad at all. It could be revolutionary. Africans can invest in the US. That obviously provides a stable way of income. You know, and you know, obviously then for US investors, maybe there's a way to it's obviously growing the US economy. We're like, take our bonds. So I think there's something there. There's definitely something there. Keep working at it. Definitely would love to keep the conversation going with our little bit of time. Just see if Jim, do you have anything else to add?
Oh yeah, maybe just clarity on who your target market is.
All right, so firstly, we're trying to bank the unbanked. Like I said, the need for the account to get started, and to also to start like making local payments. We have like people like my own sister that sells apartments on Facebook, on like online, right? So using payment gateways in us.
Who are you targeting in this? Who is your customer?
Yeah, so that's where I'm going. So we have digital merchants and we have in-store merchants. For example, this pay Shoprite to like for payment gateways, as well as digital enterprises like each wallet that is a payment gateway. And then for our consumer wallets for payments, people that are trying to make payments. For example, you're trying to pay for to pay your suppliers that are based outside Africa. You need to probably need to like look for liquidity, which is foreign exchange, right? And then there is not enough foreign exchange in the Bank of Zambia, so we a solution for that. You don't need to go to the Bank of Zambia or visit any broker to get GST. Say you instantly get it into your account and you can pay your vendor instantly. So we have a number of people that are using product in a wider spectrum.
You mentioned debit card. First of all, is Zambian contribution to Asia, contribution to South Africa, is Zambian firm or?
Yeah, it's a Zambian firm. So like I say, our payments are global. When the account settles in your still literally you have a global spectrum of clients. People can buy from you from anywhere. And then once you withdraw into your local currency.
So
Yeah.
Sorry.
Which license?
Like,
Oh yeah, no, we have the Bank of Ghana handbook, as well as we also after the Security and Exchange Commission license, but also we have the license from the US, which are working with the broker right there. So on the license part, we are safe, registration part, we are safe, and
okay, I just want to understand.
Shannon, we're probably out of time. I don't think we need to go too deep. Some of these guys, and for the judges, I know I probably went deep too. I'll do better with the questions. I think for ourselves on this end, we just want to be like, hey, think about it from a big picture level of like, what are the teaching points versus like, hey, I'm still lost on this thing. And we'll try to give you guys after to be like, hey, it looks like maybe some of the things that you left out were X, Y, Z, you know? Because obviously that's the thing, we're not gonna all understand your business in 5 minutes, you know? And we just gotta be like, how close can we get? If there's certain questions, want to think about like Jim said, licenses, those are things maybe included in the pitch at the end. You know, target market if it wasn't clear. You know, you guys are seeing at least some things like highlight. But in the interest of time, sorry to cut it off, Jim. Let's give him a round of applause. Yeah. And we have the primary. Okay. Just gonna kind of filter. And for our listeners, let us know if you guys can hear us. None of it, I see you're off mute. I don't know if you want to jump in with anything. There we go. You do want to talk. Are you guys talking out there or? Okay. We'll just keep going.
Good morning. My name is Njale Prince. I am the founder of Prime Tech Marketing. So I'll just try to give you a big background on how the Prime Tech idea came about. So Prime Tech is basically a startup microfinance company that aims to empower micro enterprise. So the idea behind the Prime Tech microfin was the fact that we realized we needed to do something that is realistic, something that is an ordinary Zambian would be able to relate to. And that is where the Prime Tech microfin was birthed. Going into the problem, the micro enterprise in Zambia are employing and creating a livelihood for over 2.5 million people and contributing over 20% to our country's GDP. Despite being the largest employer, they have limited access to affordable credit due to strict regulations, requirements by traditional banks and other established financial institutions. Here, the idea was when in my 2 years journey through entrepreneurship, one of the challenges that I've encountered making is access to capital and funding, especially from traditional banks. It's so hard for a market in the market, going to Sanaco, Absa, or any traditional bank to access capital. It's so hard. It's a rough road to walk on. And that is where this idea was birthed. Even when they have access to loans from traditional banks, most micro enterprise and most financially literate will enable them to make informed financial decisions and stimulate the growth and development of their business. You will realize, especially being an entrepreneur, they might be in business for 5 years, 7 years, doing the same thing, stagnant, no growth. These people, even when they get the access to get this money from this traditional bank, it's hard for them to grow because they lack the knowledge and the information on how best they can use this fund to implement into their projects to grow their business. And this is where we're coming in. Okay, let me just. Prime Tech provides, here's the solution. Prime Tech provides credit to these low-income entrepreneurs in an affordable and flexible manner. Loan amounts range from $25 to $250 or quarter equivalent for a period of 1 to 6 months. Repayments are structured to meet the repayment capacity of the clients after thorough analysis and understanding both their personal and business needs. In addition, clients undergo training to upskill their financial literacy skills, enabling them to efficiently use the loan funds to grow their business. This is the solution that Prime Tech is bringing about. We are not only going to be empowering this micro enterprise, such as the marketeers, the small scale farmers, but they're also going to be equipping them with financial literacy and business tools to be able to ensure that they are able to grow their businesses. Our products. So these are some of the products that we offer. We have the Moiseni product. This product is dispersed to new borrowers whose businesses have not more than $400 in stock. Loans ranging from $25 to $100. These are newly signed up plans. And this is priced at 4% with up to 3 months payment plan. Secondly, we've got the Prime Tech Express product, which is dispersed to newly borrowers whose business have not more than $550 in stock, loans ranging from $50 to $150. This product is priced at 8% and up to 3 months payment plan. the Mongolian product, this product is supposed to repeat borrower who have at least 3 seconds and their business owned at least 550 loans ranging from 50 to 250 dollars, price at 5% up to 6 months payment plan. So most of these products are named in vernacular. The reason for this was to enable people to relate to them easily. Our competition. So basically, our competition is traditional banks and established financial institutions. Most of them being Absa, Zanaco, Vision Fund, and Think. And this is where we stand with parents. Because as Femtech Microfinance, we offer financial literacy business, microloans, no collateral required to access the loan processing time less than 48 hours. And if you take a look at these other traditional banks and these other financial institutions, you realize that most of them require collateral.
Let's go ahead and wrap up. Any final thought?
And this is our revenue model. This is our revenue model. So basically, we're going to raise revenue from penalties on delayed payments, interest on short-term investments, interest on income, as well as loan application fees. So the market is quite huge, and there's great opportunity to grow.
Go ahead and just do a final round.
All right, okay.
Challenge these competition. Just anything for the judge.
All right. So basically, the idea of building this brand, like I mentioned earlier, was to build something that is realistic and something that is relatable to the ordinary Zambians, because this is where development, social and economic development starts from. It starts from the market, it starts with small scale farmers, it starts with these guys that own campus. And that is the reason why we built this brand, so that we are able to provide easy access to funding as well as capital. Thank you so much.
And obviously, everyone, just 5 minutes goes quick. And for you, good job. Obviously, you got through it best you could. One note for everyone is obviously with the slide, you don't need to read the slides. That comes with also practice. You know, just say, hey, here's our products. We got 3 products, and basically offering different types of capital infusions. That's all I have to say. Or you can just say, hey, we're Microfin. We're going to be offering small loans. Think you did good on your problem statement. Obviously, you told the story about an entrepreneur. Some things I didn't see that maybe you want to think about is like, okay, so are you guys doing a mobile app? Are you doing liquidity? Where you getting that liquidity? You know, that's the biggest challenge in this space, to be honest, is someone's got to have the capital. And then there's a lot of risk in that environment. So it makes it challenging to make a profit. Everyone wants interest in some way, but banking and Microfin, there's other Microfins out there. It sounds like your value prop is more of the training. But yeah, you got a good heart. Sounds like it aligns pretty well as far as Zambia. So Chim, any thoughts from you?
I think the model is quite clear. But so you've mentioned marketeers. Are you maybe just a clarity on that? Who is your target market?
So yeah, our target market, like I said, it's micro enterprise. So we are mainly focusing on the marketeers, small farmers, as well as small businesses. That is our major focus, because that is where the great opportunity for the growth of this business model is.
And the roadmap?
Sorry? So there's a lot, like I said, the opportunity to grow is very big. So right now we're getting the city market, there's a newly open market there, and Soweto market. Yes, so real women need money for orders almost on a daily basis. So that is where our target market, but we are also looking at the possibility of expanding into other communities.
this following. Still
Alright.
has to follow.
Okay. Congrats. Going strong. Thank you, Benny. Here is the next one. It's driving into this folder. The U call, right? Does anyone out in Zoom land want to offer anything? Yes. What just happened then? Did you,
The window was closed.
you know,
What's up?
Yeah, that's something.
where's the folder? Here, you went.
There we go. Yes.
You call. Yeah. Now, for everyone, I'll put the times up here and I'll just point to it. Right about 3 minutes, so just for thinking about it, probably wanna, again, get through the kind of intro slides quick. Think about, maybe get, do more of your product, you can spend a little bit more time there. Just know where you kind of budget your time based on where you think explanation has to happen. All right, go for it.
Morning, everybody. Meetings are Benson, founder of UCO. UCO is generally app development platform in trying to develop and build for individuals with skills that are service based. So basically, the problem statement will be explaining that there are a number of individuals, youthful and just active, who have no way of reaching out when they have a skill set that is needed at any time in society. So generally, UCO is a platform that will be able to give people with skills a chance to reach a wider market. So let's say someone is a barber, someone is a builder, carpenter, any such skill that is performed by a person that has to back it out. Once you go is created, it will give you an opportunity to get leads for jobs for people who need such service in any given area or any proximity. So our solution to this problem will be not just the lack of availability to get access to jobs. So that's why we thought of creating a platform that can help each and every individual to have an app on their smartphone that can indicate the skills they require and they're willing to perform at a fixed rate at any given time. This product will also allow us to regulate the current fare for the rate at which people charge services. So we both, I mean, all of us might have experienced certain services being given by two individuals. You can ask a mechanic to help you with a certain situation. He can give you a price range of 400, and the guy just right opposite him, he can charge you 600. So with Yugo, we'll be able to at least guide our clients on the app of an estimate to give a figure of an estimate which can guide the client not to pay over a certain. They will be free to interact thereafter on how they can agree, either adjust it according to the provider's explanation if there is reasonable cause to exceed that amount. So the revenue model is you will be able to generate income by, for instance, floats. So all of you are aware of how that amount. So to get job leads, you would have to load up a certain amount of income. Let's say the leads will charge you 4 to 5 quarters. So you have to load maybe like the 50 quarter and to get job leads for any skill set that you need to perform. And it will charge you 4 quarters. And then even if you're benefiting by getting a job that's worth about 800, for us, all you get to pay us is that 4 quarter, and you can work as many jobs as you want. That's how you feel. I mean, you will be able to income for this. This is important. So, our closing statement will be this product will be very beneficial and impactful to individuals in setups where the large markets, let's just say, like, for instance, shawarma, there's so many people who are not doing money. So you go fully functional, you can reach even everyone who's able to use a smartphone. We engage in the market to generate income for personal well-being and their families. Yes.
I think I was giving 1 minute, but I wasn't trying to wrap you up there. I don't know if you want to.
Let me take a question.
Okay, just for our judges and you know, I think you were about to go into competition and revenue. Obviously, sounds like there's not a lot of competition right now because there's not service out there, and then I think you did explain a little bit about the revenues that you charge for the service. So I think you obviously very innovative idea. You know, these types of things is why we do this. You know, we want to see ideas that aren't on the market and get an opportunity to maybe inspire it to come to market. So good on you for thinking this through. My recommendation, I have more just a comment versus a question, is I think for the slides, kind of make it more simple. You don't need that many words. Do more pictures, and maybe if you've got a prototype, even if you don't have a prototype, do the drawings, like, okay, this person is gonna click here. You know, and also kind of on the fee model in the competition, your competition at this point is status quo. Okay. If they're like, I don't want to pay a fee, why would I do that? I get enough calls right now. You know, so that's really also kind of going back to your problem statement is like, is that a problem? Can Zambians not find the people they want? And that's not a problem. Maybe they just have a Rolodex of guys that they know that can fix stuff. So I would get more deeper in the problem, but good job for coming out. And I'll leave it to Jim for thoughts and feedback.
Yeah, I think a good presentation. Maybe just something that you need to maybe give clarity on is the way you intend to promote the product. I think the product is quite viable. It's also, I think it also solves a number of problems, as he mentioned that he's looking at attracting people with other skill sets, such as distribution planners and other guys. Yeah, so I think it addresses the kind of challenges, the real life challenges that we are experiencing as a country. So maybe if we just give a clarity on how you intend to promote the product.
To get vendors, to get plumbers or to, yeah, that's the hardest part about a marketplace app. Is getting the other side of the people to, you know, plumbers might be kind of hesitant.
I think to begin with, we might have to have a short listed vendor list of people who we regularly interact with. And they can just give us a guidance and direction on the service level that we're willing to offer to our clients. And we also don't want to recommend or upload individuals who perform poorly and might bring down the status of the platform. So in terms of reaching our markets, we would have to go and start like the way Spot is in location, and this so we know the volume of people here is high. So we'll probably use social media and just door-to-door advertising. This is basically what we start.
Maybe my last point in detail would be on for such kind of products, reputation of the people that you're onboarding might be a challenge, especially in the initial stages. You might need to get some vetting, or vetting, for example, people. If you're going to bring in guys like electricians, to ensure and give credibility to the people there and the platform itself, you might need to get accreditation from maybe the NCC, the National Construction Council, so that at least the people that are coming on are qualified, and it just gives credibility and even confidence to us end users. So maybe you need to, those are some things that you definitely have to consider. And then I think,
Any further questions?
No, it's not. And anyone out there in the Zoom world, feel free to chime in. We're always very free for that. So who do I have next? Let me see. Edwin? Silver, yours is already loaded. I think. Did you load it yourself?
Yeah.
Alright. You just scrub it up.
Good morning, everyone.
Okay, get that everyone set up here. Time. Last one, you call judges. Pretty good. You are my tutor. Okay. Begin.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kevin Sakala. So I came up with this idea of developing an app that solves a problem that we are not so much paying attention to, yet is very much here. In Zambia, we have got a challenge of the teacher-to-pupil ratio. And then even our solution to that problem is another problem. I'll give you an example. So in a normal class setup, the teacher-to-pupil ratio is 1 to around 50 for government schools. And even after going to a tuition center that most students go to, you find that the teacher-to-pupil ratio is almost the same. So really, diverting the tuitions is the solution to this problem. So I came up with an idea of this app where we changed the landscape of the education system in Zambia, where a pupil can connect with tutor via a mobile app. And this will be done in a very fashionable way. So the problem that we are actually solving, and the solution is, we want to bring education home. We want to increase the teacher to pupil ratio. I mean, we want to improve the quality of education by giving students a one-on-one chance with a tutor who gives them the information that they want and just improve the quality of education. So our product is a mobile app, and how it works is this. So a pupil will register an account, and once that account is registered, they create a profile, and in that profile they include. So in that profile they include the subjects that they want to learn. They will also include their grades, or if it's a student at university, they will include their courses, their level of study, and everything else that will help us to connect them to a tutor that has those skill sets. So we'll be linking tutors to students and pupils, and then they will use our platform to learn. So our platform or features such as video calls, charts, upload of documents, tests, and many other great features that will enhance the education system. Now, our business model, just to show you the product interface. So, not so clear that once you build an account, you will put in, you'll be guided on some prompt steps that will help us develop a profile for you. So you indicate your grades, you indicate the field of study, and many other things that will help us create a profile for you. And the competition into this market is very minimal, because we are competing against the traditional model of learning. So we basically have got no direct competitor. Instead, we are just trying to divert how education is perceived in Zambia. So our business model is we provide employment for tutors that are qualified, and we only get to benefit 18% from whatever the tutor will be paid for their services. So prices will be different depending on the grades of the student or the level of education. So we have currently built a team of a few gentlemen that are skilled in finance, coding, and web development, app development, and many other things. We are quite able to start anything.
Yes. Number one, we have
Yes.
And the model, we assume that all transactions are supposed to be on the platform.
Yes.
So how do you intend to protect your revenue? So, because the reality is most people might do off platform conversations and transactions. So how do you intend to protect your revenue?
So the tutor will only get paid after delivery, and then all the lessons will be tracked on the app. So if the tutor has not taught, it's recorded. And the lessons they've provided, the documents that are uploaded, all that will be recorded. And we only get to pay the tutor once they've met our criteria of teaching.
No, what it means, you are the student and the pupil. We are talking on the platform, but then we go on WhatsApp. It simply means that now the platform, this is a cut off, which means that you're even lose your revenue. So how do you intend to do it?
So other than just linking pupils to the tutors. The tutors, because they were using our platform, they were paying some sort of subscription to be on the platform. So they wouldn't want to pay subscription and not get to use it by diverting into other alternatives. So the subscription that they pay holds them on the platform.
So you mentioned pupil and student.
Yes.
I understand the pupils there.
Yes.
You're looking at the primary and
So verse 7 to 12 and the education.
so in most government schools, things like mobile phones are not allowed. How do you intend to promote your product to this type of school, this type of market?
No, okay, so currently, there is an ongoing process to bring in the use of phones into schools. And other than that, our target isn't getting students out of school, but working with them after they attended their classes.
I'll jump in here. So, yeah, I think, you know, all these are good. All these, we don't want anyone to think that one, you know, just to come here does a lot that you're thinking through a problem. You see the landscape, educational landscape. It looked like, now, are you a technical guy or a non-technical guy?
Non-technical.
Okay. So, you know, good on him for at least putting up a couple screenshots of what it could be. You know, one thing, I'm a non-technical guy as well, but I think even obviously your screenshots were like the login screen. You know, I would even think about like, okay, well, is it a marketplace? Do they select like a tutor they want? You know, even for the non-technical people in the room, think through how you're a user, okay? Even like steal other marketplaces. I mean, the good thing is about Africa, how it hasn't been done here, go to the US and see like, is there an app that does that? People.com, I don't know. You know, like, I'm sure there is, you know, and maybe you could get a couple of screen grabs there and just be like, how are you gonna then build it? For the non-technical people in the room too, I would put a couple of things in there like, maybe that's your ask. You can also use some of these pitch events to be like, I'm looking for a co-founder who has technical experience. I've got the relationships with educators. Sounds like also you're coming from the finance background. You might not even have educators, so it makes me a little more wary, a little more nervous as an investor to be like, you know, maybe you can handle the back end side of it, maybe. So that's also good to just kind of stay where your credibility, especially if you're in a niche market like education, okay? So those are the comments, but again, thanks for coming up and sharing a little bit about it. Cheers. Now we have Samantha. Okay. It's right. You'll okay. Excellent. Are you good with like software like that? I think we should download it and then you can present it. That'd be the best way to do it. Okay. Give me 1 second here.
Good morning, everybody. Cesar Gold is the management consulting firm, and there to solve problems. So over the past months, we went looking for what we can find, what we can work on, and we came up with this. We found that there's no bridge between mobile money and filling stations. So what can we do about it? So we went back to the office and we came up with something. So we thought of integrating mobile money and filling stations through NFC. So this card that I have right now is NFC enabled. So what you do is you just hold it against your phone and it gets all your details, places them there, and the person from the filling station will be able to scan it. After they scan it, they'll be able to upload to something into your phone. So what are these? So NFC cards are basically just cards. They just have your information in there, and all you need is just to scan them, just to tap them. They're easy to program and they're easy to carry. You can just put it in your that is very, very convenient. And so after that, we went and looked at our competition. So who do we have? We have Kazan, we have Team, we have Swish. So we put ourselves against our competition so that we see how we're running. So we did a SWOT analysis on all of them. So what do we have? For Kazan, their strength is airtime, their weakness is that they are slow in adaptation, and the opportunity, what they can go into is solar, Kazan solar. What the threat is the next one. So for Team, they have digital payments, the weakness are digital wallets, this is the blue falcon right there. So the weakness and the opportunity, if they want it to, they can start interoperability. The threat is Swish. So Swish is there. What they do, they have payment gateways, they have all these payment systems. The weakness is that there's so much cyber fraud because the encryption is not on board. What they have to do, if they want a larger market share, they have to go advertise more, get some more recognition. The threat is Bank of Zambia NFS cancellation. NFS is the platform that makes you send your money from Airtel money to MTN money and cross networks. So for XPO, we have peer-to-peer payments whereby you can just tap your card, and we don't have the weakness of now. We have opportunities of international recognition. We can do that. So our revenue model comes in 2 ways. So we can make money from selling these cards, or we can make money from using our model. So this is our end user. This is me. I'm trying to buy it. So there are 3 ways. Instead of just going up, put a gateway there that splits our money. So the service charge goes, our money comes into our wallet in real time. You don't have to waste time, and then the rest goes into the merchant's account, and then they do it with their bank. Because the bank also has NFS. So for our market validation, we did a study, so we can see that the larger market share is for people who have mobile money. The smaller one here it's bank account holders. Then we have other payment gateways because they don't have this bridge that allows you to pay for gas. Okay? So this is my team. So we have me there, we have this madam, my IT guy, and my accountant. So we have all these people ready to work. So what we're asking for is, we're asking for about 200,000 kwacha so that we can configure all these things, put them in place, get these cards, make sure they are affordable for everybody. And what's at stake, what we're willing to give to the company is 50% shares of the company to the investor. And thank you. Any more questions?
Yeah, you got through it within the time limit. That's always a good element. It did seem rough, so good job there. For the technology itself, I was a little bit confused. Maybe you guys can help me. What is it, NFC?
Okay, so NFC is basically looking that is a bit on a higher level. No, I'm trying to see.
Let me first of all, guys here, what they have, we are all here to learn. So, what about guys? Don't use terminology you don't understand. What about guys? Because remember, there is to people who also have knowledge in this space. If you don't understand it, because technology stays with something. Number one, okay, you mentioned this part analysis. That's what if you don't really understand it better, you can just yes. So NFC is simply called near-field communication. So it has nothing to do with it. NFC card or NFC phone, it has a chip, or the card itself actually has a chip. So the chip talks to the phone or talks to the device. It's not nothing to do with it. So they're using maybe certain handsets like certain Android or iPhones, they will find that it might have both NFC and both Bluetooth. So Bluetooth and NFC too.
But he was saying, I think he's just trying to draw an analogy. So what you're saying is our phones, as you're saying, have a certain capability that can talk to the financial system. And so you are proposing that it's kind of like Apple Pay,
Yes.
but what's the current limiter to Apple Pay in the market right now? Is it the readers?
I think it's the availability for Africa. It's the availability of Apple Pay. It's that the other country.
You're gonna use an Apple Pay like solution.
Yes. So our own.
So you would have to
homegrown.
supply the readers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Go back then to the slides.
Okay.
No, all the way up top. So with that in mind, so I think, keep going. So I think, all right, so problem, no, readers got it, and then your solution. So integration of the merchant in your one system, okay, communicate with it. So I think you try to then take it at a big picture level. You're like, hey, we need a way for the merchant and the end user to talk to each other through a system that maybe isn't mobile money if they don't want to accept mobile money. And then you get, I guess, your product and go one more time. And then, so NFC card, that's probably what I just didn't understand. So you're gonna do a homegrown Apple Pay of sorts and distribute to readers. And make it simple. So I mean, from a concept, at least you threw it out there, guys, right? Did it with confidence, like we're gonna do this, and then it's like, hold up, you know, but that's, I think for this one, something that's that technical, that revolutionary, there might be a little bit more like, hey, we've got the tech enabled, we're already, you know, we're gonna partner with a distribution partner that has the card readers. But at least this, you're going for the what they call the moonshot. Okay, this is bigger than gas. You know, that's the thing that's challenging in this environment is like Maybe you're like, hey, that's our go-to-market, we're gonna start with gas. And get all the filling stations to have a card reader and it's through the NFC. Yeah, I mean, it's a good, I mean, it seems like something that's a good new shop.
Yeah, we are actually, we want investors, we want partnerships. They get a stake, we grow together, we get the financial inclusion, everybody who's interested, we come along, we see how we do it.
But is it the same as the virtual debit card?
No,
Okay. That's where I probably got mixed up.
Yeah, I think even NFTs still need, authentication. They need to partner with something like Visa or Mastercard.
yeah, what's the put our gateway there?
So, okay, I'm assuming it's not your object, so,
Yeah. Our gateway here, away from that.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's good, I mean, we're giving you a lot of credit for the concept. So now, some of these comments are more based on, again, we're all laymen here. If you don't know or understand as much, you don't know what a developer gateway is. But yeah, I mean, good overall. I probably just got lost somewhere along with the NFC part, and then I tried to catch up. And that may be where maybe you just kind of spend a little bit more time on it. To be like, how would you even get the card? I'm still like lost on that, but
We need
Yeah.
something more than 5
I
minutes.
know, but I mean, maybe there's an easier, maybe show that more at the beginning, or I know you have a picture, so maybe you show the card, I know you have the card in hand. It's just conceptually, so that would be almost like your own card though,
Yes.
but it wouldn't be Visa, it wouldn't be virtual.
It's universal for filling stations.
Okay. Well, I mean, it seems like a novel idea, good job.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Maybe I can get stuff.
The concepts. Okay, maybe it's because I have a different understanding of this concept, so that's why maybe it's difficult. Maybe just my advice would be is that when you're doing, because this is for everyone, remember what also did say or it to become better. I don't need to be negative or sound in bad ways, but it's just trying to build each other. Maybe my advice would be mainly to research. Technology, this is something that we've done before. We understand the concept very, very well. When you're coming to present to people, please, if you don't understand certain technology, don't just use it. SWOT analysis, I'm sure we're all business people here. We need to at least have an understanding of what is SWOT analysis is. Remember SWOT, there's strength, weakness, strength, and opportunity. We need to understand that if we are going to place switch as a threat, we need to understand whether it's really, you know what I mean? Yeah, this is used because really it's a pitch, it's a competition. Okay, so of course, please let's do a bit of research on these things before we come.
Yeah, I think mostly what he's saying, guys, to boil it down, is the competition side is meant to be more of like products and features versus like a SWOT analysis, because then that can almost be a double-edged sword, get you in trouble, like how are you able to analyze their threats? It's not up for you to do, especially who even understands the SWOT analysis. I don't, not all the time, I know it for my own business. But I think for like Kazan, you can say, hey, they bring the readers. You could do like, I think one thing that PrimeNet did, and hopefully you guys are learning a little bit from each other. I think PrimeNet had the best competition side where they're like, they have capital, they have this, they have that, they have that. And then or they're missing these things, and that's where we bring. So that would have been good, is like Kazan has the readers. And maybe Tinge has this sort of capability for the QR code, right? But they're not accepting it. Maybe the merchants don't accept the QR code. Swish, I don't even know. I haven't looked into that one enough. They, I guess, do you know, some type of transactions, and then you say X fuel is just card reader and card all in one, and then we're the best. I think that's what it is. It's like, instead of trying to be like, hey, you guys have a lot of cybercrime, maybe you can put that in there as like fraud prevention, but then you're almost setting yourself up because you didn't address that in your slide of like what your fraud prevention capabilities are, and then you're kind of also going down that rabbit hole. But hopefully that helps everyone to get some things. I think good job, and forward to and we've got I think next. We've got Renee. I don't know if you want to do. Well, we don't have people, we don't have. Maybe like, you know, it's. Are we ready? Judges are ready. So the next one, Nelly. On Salzian.
My name is Asad, the CEO and one of the Wooden South. As the name itself says, we actually implemented a modern way of doing business in the food industry, barbecue industry, and these other small industries. Once then the problem allocation was in the youths. Like I said, there are small industries which do not require much of qualification. And if you look at the rate of unemployment upon youths in Zambia currently, it's usually high. And you find that youths in Zambia, they will tell you that, okay, meaning that all the government should look into this, but we as modest cells said that we are the ones saying that we are the people to look into this. And the other people we are looking at are vendors. The vendors in the streets. If you go in the streets right now, you find that there is no vendor in the streets. Why? It's because government chased out every vendor because the streets were looking dead. And that was the major problem the CBD was facing. Now, as we modest cells, we come in and say, we put an end to that. We bring a solution to that. And our problem is, our solution starts with opening up workshops for youths, bring them together, teaching them new skills. And the skill that we are offering is under an umbrella of a project called Tenganchiko Cards, which is in English commonly interpreted as get the job on the cards. The cards will employ youths who are roaming the streets aimlessly, and those who go into harmful exercises as smoking and sexual harassment. That will not only give them a sense of being educated in this skill, but it will also give them an extra income to make money. And to the vendors, as it looks itself, it looks clean and it attracts attention. So if you look at it, if a vendor were to take fish today and start vending using this same thing, you will find that you will not find data in the streets because it starts from everything that the vendor starts. And on the product itself, this product is a vending machine for marketeers, and it's powered by two solar panels with an energy output of 250 watts used for public home and charging phones. Each solar panel produces 100 watts for the public. It has pre-charged battery bank access that gives the card electricity power for the phones, and there's an extra inclusion of entertainment where there is Bluetooth music touched by the side. Where as one is bubbling, they actually even enjoy entertainment, meaning that it won't only be exciting to be amongst, to be bubbling here, but it also attract attention. Then it does, like I said. So here is the model itself. In the competition we have done, because we are actually the first people in Zambia to introduce this. The first people in Africa were Kenya, Nigeria, apart from this, I don't know none, but in Zambia we're the first one. So on competition side, we're winning. And revenue models, model payments are these outlined here. And the cost of this material is 4,500. On retail price, it's 18,000. Then this is not actually, we are not looking at the normal customer or a public customer like a vendor. We are looking at the government in this thing. And the estimated revenues on this same card is 8,000, whereby our expected revenues for a day is 250 quarters. But if you get to use this, you make more than 250 quarters, which is 300 and 400 above, which will give you more than this. So to get to the audience, we have the international market, government, members of the public. And on the government, this is our main focus now. Since when we went actually, we started this project last year, we went to government to offer, and government will receive us with an open hand, because if you look at how government does their business now, there's a board under government called CEC. They're actually troubling the people who got the money back last year and are not able to retain the money back. But if we, as model styles again, introduce this to government, government will not only give money to the youth of vendors, but it will give them a chance to make money and also bring back the money.
All right, good job.
what is the, what's the product there? I'm a bit confused. I
Cart, right?
Yes, it's fine.
It's got hair cutting and it can do food.
Yes.
It's like this Mondo cart.
Modules with the same cards.
And I think yours is gonna buy a cart or rent it, like
Yes.
on the move. It's like this mobile food cart. I kind of like it. Actually,
So it's
I kind of like this idea.
the pies, the pie vendors.
yes, but it's actually advanced whereby you can do 3 to 4 activities with one. Not with
That's
one.
incredible. So someone manufactures these?
Certainly us.
No, but like in here in Zambia.
Yes, we are the ones who be manufacturing.
But the one you showed on the picture is already built somewhere
Yes, the
else.
remaining part is only the solar panels,
Okay.
which I'm hoping if this goes through and able to do this, I'll invite maybe all of you so that you can come and see it quick.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It
I
also
need a haircut.
works with electricity can charge and also solar panels. So the solar panels are the only one which are there.
So I think, this is a good example of like even something simple, if you like have a good business model. It's just like work. So, your problem though, I think you took it a little bit more in a social enterprise problem. Like obviously there is the unemployment thing and youths need jobs, but that's not really your problem. The problem is like, do people need haircuts? And while they're getting a haircut, want to get entertained? Do they want food? Like, how do you do mobile? So ultimately, that's the thing that needs to drive revenue for you. That's an added benefit that you're going to employ underprivileged youth. I think one of your slides did go back to the revenue one. This is pretty. That's good. Go down. But for everyone here, this at least like is a pretty good representation. Just it basically simplifies like, okay, the cart cost this. Now the revenue as well. You might want to work on now looking at it like, how much is that? What's the revenue? Okay, we're gonna do 20 haircuts a month. Maybe you charge right up there what you're gonna charge for the haircuts and for the food. You need to buy your food, cook it. Those are some complexities, even a simple model like that, but at least you're thinking about all of that. I hope.
Yes, that's these are the parts. Here,
Sure.
there's a storage compartment where you put if that's container that should actually be cooking the food for you. So the solar panel is only
It does it all.
just
Okay.
yes, and the gas which is here, the one that's cooking the food. And so meaning that when the buffer finishes, is there that if you want to get any food to make it, you know, actually get the food at the normal price.
It's value proposition.
Yes.
You get a barber cut, you get food all in one place. So, that's good. That's really needed. And for you, I would say, you don't need all that. Some people, just advice to everyone, you don't need a lot of like sell every product. I think you spent almost 3 minutes on the product. So like we're a cart, run by Slow Power and cuts hair and get food. Done. Right, next slide. And then whether it cooks with gas or whatever, sometimes it doesn't matter. That's where you gotta drive it and then be like, is that needed? That's the real thing, problem solution. Okay, it might be needed because then you can go up right to communities. Right, they don't have to leave their door. So you're kind of like one-stop shop. That's kind of how you pitch it. Is that what you're thinking? To help.
I think I understand the concept.
I get the concept now.
Sandy?
Express what's really what you're talking about. Okay, this is the business I want to pitch. So I think it is clearly how outline the products, but also understanding your product, because Adam has explained. I think I've got a few questions for you regarding the pricing. Looking at the high limit rate of goods. You say that you selling things at 4,000, you think that employee can manage by products.
So that's when now we put in the government into this. That's why I brought in the CEC report that gives out support to youth in the community, which is the government. So instead of, if you see the youths that are given money today, you find that you give a youth money today, you find that tomorrow you squander that money maybe somewhere else, and that won't be beneficial. And they cannot bring that money back to the society to say, okay, I did this and this and this to the money. So if you bring this now, instead of just giving a youth money, the youth is actually able to accumulate that same money that you acquired this for. Then if he or she acquires the money that you got this for, he or she brings that money to you back, then he or she continues now operating on the same thing, which is creating income for him as
That's part I probably missed. So you're leasing these cars to the youth versus employing them?
no, we are actually dealing with the government.
No, but who owns the car? You or you guys?
When we give the government, it's now their part to ask
Oh.
we give the youth the.
You're-
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Adam,
that might be confusing. I don't think the government,
what I do is, I like the whole idea. So the thing is supposed to do is just to put it in a simpler way, in simple terms, like we can manufacture this and then
Yeah.
maybe organization, government, let's say the whole.
Yeah, it could be NGO.
We've got
Yeah.
youths that we want to empower.
Yeah.
So we can purchase this for our youths to be operating it and generating
Yeah.
income for
There you
them.
go. Yeah, I see what it is now. So he's kind of giving a B2B solution more for social enterprises or government that are trying to help unemployed youth. So that's how I probably would have framed it a little bit then, is like if your target customer is the government now, I don't know enough about what the government spends on or money that's available to buy these things or who runs their program. You might want to say instead maybe like the Ministry of Youth or like an NGO. If you say World Vision, UNICEF, that makes it more clear, like, okay, this dude building this thing, then he's selling it to them, they run it. Yeah.
So the problem, I think, from the,
You got confused.
I think the problem that's so.
No, that's great. It's what we.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
The problem, the first problem, which I mentioned here is creating employment. Like as you say, that we get to sell these cards to the government, and the government under the, like you say, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and maybe organization. When they buy these cards from us,
And
they will they choose you or support the youth. And that is why
that's what they understand.
You had mentioned independent. My assumption was that instead of people, my assumption was that instead of people sitting by the streets, maybe people will carry these people with their items in those cars. That was my.
it's the second problem, which is why it is that for the CBD vendors. If you see now the vendors which were in the CBD, they are set out of there. If you look at them, they're just here in the compounds, they have nowhere to go because government, the reason they gave government was that too much data was in the streets. Now, if a vendor can actually get this through the support of an NGO or through the government, he or she will not only be looking smart while he's working, but they'll be working in a way that not displaying this hate in the streets.
So they intended, who's the intended market? The government, but it's not be the government. So
That's
that's
the vendor.
it's me who is the vendor. And I want to be trading within CBD. Then I buy this from you, then I'm putting my item that I'm moving out. That's correct.
Yeah, that might be, I mean, here's the thing too, guys, that we. This has been the last time I'm probably gonna like, explode it out, just to remember time, but. This is a good example of like, you know, the customer can be varied, but that's why these pitches are good to think through. I would say for you, maybe go back, now that you've had all this feedback, there could be, it sounds like 5 different models here. You know, and just do some validation, be like, well, the government really might not buy this, they usually give the money to someone, you know. They're funneling grant funds to the NGOs directly to administer their programs, or if it is the government, you know, because the vendor piece is a separate thing too. I wouldn't get wrapped around the axle on that if that's not your, you know, because again, think about which ministry, okay? Now we're talking about the Ministry of like Commerce and Hygiene, you know, and they're like, well, we need these food carts for that. So just be narrow and then maybe rapid. So that's for everyone too. So let's give them a round of applause. You're thinking through it. Let's get this part built. Let's get it out to someone. Okay. Someone buy it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just to find the idea. Quite right, it's a small second that I in fact, since that I was in the past 20 years, they've done it by doing my investing of that. So because most of margin production is almost zero, but then when come hardware, it's different. So the way you can actually make the virtue of your product is to like maybe put it more like on the range of model. You can create sort of like the method test where users can then be rent and then like bring it back, and then that way like business cost of production.
Yeah. See, different model, things to think about, that might be cheaper if you get a leasing thing. So that's the thing, guys. That's what's fun about entrepreneurship. It's like, hey, we're gonna go this way, okay, we can go this way. I think this thing I think we gotta pull it on.
Mixed.
Let's keep it rolling down. You got 3 contestants left: Jacob, Webster, George.
Remember it's. It was minister.
My name is Ule. I'm the founder of Eight Generated Technology. So make sure that you are one of the products of Eight Generated Technology. So even when COVID-19 getting developed, they were new solutions to make sure that we find new ways of doing things. So we came up with this innovation, which we are calling Nextdoor Zambia. So Nextdoor Zambia is an online platform where you can find online doctor consultation, online pharmacies, in those you can look for lab distance, then you can also look for a hospital. So for the doctor consultation, you have options like video, you can consult a doctor via video, audio, or text. Then for the hospital appointment, you can book for an appointment so that when you drop in that particular hospital, you can just go direct without following up the queue and doing some other. Then for the pharmacy, we are registering pharmacies from different locations. So if you want to get medication, you can purchase your medication online from any pharmacy. So we have a vending platform for pharmacies. Then we also do laboratory tests. You can do for your laboratory test, and then you can request for that particular institution to come and collect the samples from your location, or you can have a visit to that particular location. So this is the layout of the website. Then we also have the mobile application. So yeah, so you have the login platform there, where you can register and log in as a new user. In in the application, we have three applications. One is for the doctor, where you can be able to have your view, you can be able to control your you can be able to, it's more like a panel, you can be able to see the appointments which you have. Then also you can be able to confirm the appointments of the same application. Then for the pharmacies, they have their own application where they can register from and also be uploading what they have in store. Then we have also another one for the delivery people, where the people to do the deliveries, they will be registered through that application. Then when the purchase is made, the application picks up the location, or the user can input the location where the medication can be delivered. Then it will affect on the person delivering that medication. So some of the impacts of this platform is employment opportunities. So we've targeted 6,000 healthcare practitioners since we were registered. All qualified healthcare practitioners who are willing to join the platform. Then we also have better pricing needs. It's obvious that the online consultation will be at a minimum fee. Right now, we are engaging HPC with Zambia to see how better we can handle this solution. Then it should also give the comparison option for the buyer. If you want to buy medication, you can compare the prices from one pharmacy to another. So the progress which we've made so far, in the first place, we did the literature review where we looked at the technologies which are on the market currently.
Then we had to go into the design where we designed now our website and the mobile application to make sure that we meet the needs of the users. Then we did the stepping where we created our team, which comprise different specialties, people with different skills, then the prototyping phase we are done. So our prototype is up for scaling where we are submitted to Zambra and also to the research organization can get the FOK. So the next thing which we are looking towards is the launching, that is after the approval from Zambra and also the ethical research committee. So for people looking this project, it's me as the innovator, that will think but in the background, we also have another team which we are working hand in hand with. Good job. Thank you. All right, yeah, great presentation, I think. You know, this is why we produced the slide with I know there was a little bit of an admin issue to get you here yesterday, so won't be too critical, but obviously that was more of a product feature brief, not like a problem solution. You know, problem, hey, tell them I think you touched on it a bit, COVID, maybe people need doctors, you know, what's the real problem? Can they go to doctors? Now we're in 2022. Is this technology that people want here? Maybe it is, maybe it helps. So just be careful of that, you know, and then, you know, if there's slides, it looks like you've done well on your design, I wouldn't go that deep. Like one slide max, you know, here's a couple features, boom, it's the red, other stuff. How are you gonna roll it out? Customer, revenue, so that it gets more of a business. But overall, good job, judges. So look at some strategy. Okay, so for this product, our revenue stream, so marketing strategy. The marketing strategy. Okay, so we are working hand in hand with government authorities so that we can see how best we can go into the market. Because at first, when we wanted to launch this, we were stopped by the government. The reason being that healthcare issue, they need more authorization from relevant authorities. So in this case, we are planning to launch this platform since we are now clear with the government, and our targeted market includes the general public, because they are our potential off-takers of the product. And then we also have these other businesses like the pharmacy. So we are partnering with the pharmacies. The pharmacies are one of the partners, and also the hospitals. Then on revenue collections, so for the pharmacies to be on board, they will be paying a registration fee. And then I don't want to get, I'm going to cut you off because you're going a little bit too deep. I think you just want to get like, hey, you guys can do social media, you know, all that. But just in the interest of time, we'll cut it there. It sounds like you at least have thought about onboarding different people and maybe also ambassadors for the app. And it could be a worthwhile thing. So thanks a lot. Okay, seat none. I think it's the next one. Yours is already on it. Okay.
Everyone, I believe it's the founder of TechNet, a company which is around small medium enterprise to tell their own story. It all began like this. Most of the companies are using paper to record information, which consumes time and money. The software they use are very complicated. And who is our target audience? Our target audience are the loan firms. And this kind of platforms, they are already players who are existing. They are Spark Technology, there's Sleepy Technology, there's Salesforce, and there's Oracle. And these people, they have strong position in the market. But the problem is their softwares are complicated, and most of them they have unnecessary features. And the other thing is to say that they have poor user interface. That's where we come into play. We have customized softwares that need to do these things. The features that come with this software, they are there on a daily basis. The other thing is to say that our softwares are simple and they are good user interface. And the other thing is we provide maintenance. From there, we have our project, TechNet Finance. If you see there, the deeper insights products which are customized based on how the business is. In terms of competition, we provide affordable tech products with good user interface with necessary features that need to be with 24 hours customer services. And we have competitors such as Sleepy Technology, Spark, Salesforce, Oracle, and Microsoft. They have strong market position compared to us, and many of them are poor in complicated systems, while we have simple and simplified systems with good user interface. In terms of revenue, we sell our product on mutual sales model. The product goes for 10,000, and the customers that we have done business with are ESSA loans and gold loans. And the other thing is to say that our product are normally we can get them through our office, and we normally do what? In direct code. When you buy our product, we come up and we set up the product for you. Our product is cloud-based. In terms of market validation, we have talked to more than 20 companies who have tried to replace our products, such as Spotify Financial Service, Starter Loans, KYC Capital Solutions, and Grade Loans. The valuation of the financial market is 1,172 billion, according to Musaka 10 report. If you look at the trends in financial inclusion, in 2009, it was at 37.3%. It has now grown to 2020 to 69.4%, which gives a positive sense to say that more people they are using financial products. In terms of our team, Webster Kumbu Simpaba is the CEO who manages day-to-day operations. He has 3 years experience in programming and 4 years experience in studying business materials. The amount of money that you are putting so far is 20,000, and the money that we are asking for is 4,500 for marketing. So that those who don't know us, they should be able to what? To know us that we exist. That's the thing. We are trying to make the lives of small, medium enterprise very easy so that they should be able to become profitable in the wrong lane. And in the future, we are trying to bring up products for subscription based at an ATP for 300 months. Thank you very much for your presentation.
You have a good product, obviously it takes a lot to get products to market. So we got a technical guy here. And maybe you might be looking for a non-technical person to help you with sales. Just looking at that, the challenge is like, it's hard to go against Oracle and Microsoft guys, right? So I would probably dial it down a little bit, just be like, hey, we're providing this one product. Okay, because the problem isn't necessarily like interface, that's not my problem. You know, I just want to get a loan account and something works maybe. So then you're targeting a very specific niche, SMEs that need that versus Microsoft. So that's something to look at. Like, hey, is it cost a, you know, competition? So, anything real quick.
Feature experiment is new feature is
Yes, that made it seem like you're introducing the scene.
there are three new products. This is a beautiful big customer. Painting business features. Features. The products, how many which one?
That says finance.
Finance. So your product is getting.
No, it's just but I think that's the thing where you probably just gotta boil it down. Is it soft? Is it the loan management? But I'm also hearing that it's CRM. I'm also hearing different things depending on what solution you need or something like that.
These the loan companies.
Okay.
Let's say that we create.
Yeah.
Money.
Got it.
Small medium.
So, but I think one of the things you probably made where you got unclear is like saying, hey, we're gonna tailor the software and business. That's where, so if that's your main one, you just like hit that mean like, hey, we have a software tool. It's all you do here is
This one is super.
that's a quick.
Window, just those features and guys. Yes, the sales, that's a thing. And that's the being how governments.
Sure.
So in other words, an IT company that provides solutions for the energy company.
Loan management system.
Yes.
The company projects is
Lead companies.
Say that in front of me. So again, yeah, this problem solution thing is hard. So you should say, hey, loan companies, and you really gotta get to know your customer. You know, just, there's not a lot of loan companies out there. Maybe they already have their own solution. Maybe they're using someone from Australia. You know, you just gotta get deep with them. Maybe it's not even your own companies. Maybe it's like you're going after SMEs that want to manage their own organic flow to help their employees. But good job. Sounds like a good product. You gotta find out what they call product market fit. I think we got one more. Yes. Wow. Yours is on the driver.
Good afternoon. My name is Jacob. I'm coming to pitch to you an idea. It's an idea of business for women funds. But before I go ahead with everything, I want to have this question on how you are on the investment platform answer the problem statements. So in Zambia, we have seen a lot of scams going on. So in 2018 yet alone, Mrs. Katongo, who was a police spokesperson, said that the 56 reports in which people have been swindled out of various amounts of money, the highest being 21,000. That's just one person in 3 weeks got swindled out of 21,000. Now imagine since 2018, people have been being swindled out of money since 2018. And then in 3 months, one person got swindled out of 21,000. That is the amount. So I come to you with this startup solution, which is Investor. It's a solution for everybody who uses the mobile device, who owns money, mobile money, everything. So yeah, it is an online investment platform where users will get to invest in local businesses whom you know, whom you truly trust. Money will be with companies and agreed upon the amount that the person will try to invest. So who are these companies that we know? Who are these businesses that we know? These are just our local shops, ShopRite, Angry Live, Zambia Sugar. And you can see I put an image of Kamono Farm initiative. This is one of the initiatives that is similar to what I have. But Kamono Farm was only on farms. But this initiative is for everyone. As you can see, I put one of our innovators, young innovators, which is Brian. He owns his shop of technology, mobile devices, laptops, and everything. So we are able to go to Chandra Brian to tell him, okay, let's say if I give you 10,000 in 1 month, how much will you be able to give me back? That's the initiative. That is the initiative that Kamono Farms had. So here on Investor, a user will be able to create an account. In that account, they will have their details. They'll be able to put money. They'll have their own dashboard that will show them everything. Then once they go to the main page, you will be able to show them the markets that are available, the companies that are there, and their strategies that they have for you to invest in them. So Investor as a product, everyone will be able to use their mobile devices using the mobile app and the website. So if you don't have a laptop or smartphone, what would you do? It uses USSD using the mobile money. So we integrate an API that uses USSD. So someone who doesn't have a smartphone will be able to get to know about this, invest, and they will be able to make communication with the same application using the same API. Everything will be outlined in the application. How are we going to make profit? We're going to be a bridge of investment. We're going to bring potential investors to already build organizations, already built firms, already built shops. So
these shops also need money to expand their businesses. Let's say I own a small shop. Someone comes to me, give me 10,000, say, no, you should give me my money, let's say double the money. I'll be able to expand, have another shop in another location, and then I'll be able to give out that money because I've expanded my business, whereby I've increased my income. So my mission is, let's say we have ShopRite on our site. We make ShopRite, well, the strategy is to make these guys rent the application. So they'll be able to be on that application. Every month they'll be giving us, let's say, 1,000. So for one application, per month we'll be getting 1,000. So for one application in a whole year, we're going to have about 12,000. So in that, we're getting money by bringing investors to potential firms that need to invest. So my team consists of me. I am a developer, a web developer, and a programmer. So I'll be able to use I'll be able to look at the functionalities of the application and how it's working. And then I've got a friend of mine who is very his name, UI and UX designer. Is able to develop the app. So the app is currently ongoing. So these are the answers that InvestPlat has brought to you from the question that we were given from the user, from the problem statements given to me. So as it's going to help reduce friction by buying and selling cars. So by allowing investors to buy and hold a range of investments in one place, online, so it's going to, those buyers, those investors will be able to put money in InvestPlat, whereby they are putting money, not actually in us, they're actually putting money in the ShopRite where they're investing, so that they reap out their investments. Thank you. Right.
Jim?
Diligence, what how instruments invest in the right company, and what documentations are you going to show the investor if this is a real company they want to invest in?
So what is there that it is real because everybody has been moving in shops. They know ShopRite, they know Pep, they know Hungry Lion. So what is there is that there also be contract for them because it will not just they will not only just go there and say, no, okay, if not part of ShopRite in Alamali, then after 1 month they give. So because ShopRite will also have their own terms and conditions depending on how much that person is willing to invest in their business. Because at least even them, they have to benefit and expand. So the proof that is there that they use it, they see, they buy food from there. Yeah.
Okay, clarification, are you trying to set up something like a service?
Yes, something similar.
That's the case, who is your right?
I'm targeting. No, I'm targeting the everyone in Zambia, every person who wants to start up a business, every potential investor. Because if you look at it, from 2018, people have lost money through what is known as Go Live. People were investing, saying they put money in the business, then they'll reap off the benefits after some time. So those guys were scammed out of their money. But I've brought up this initiative so that they know where their money is.
So what is the difference?
Here, let me help you out here. So again, this is one of those where it's like, you gotta give the people maybe something they already know exists. So it's like the Robin Hood. See, that's the US thing, the Robin Hood of investment. So yours is like a technology platform, so that's gotta be clear up front. Saying, hey, we onboard the businesses and then we let small investors invest in those businesses. Challenge is, as I think they're already saying, is like, number one, not everyone's ready to invest. Okay? It's not everyone. Maybe it's like wealthy people, maybe it's like people that instead of putting their money in a bank account, they want to invest maybe in smaller businesses. And then, as she's saying, on the business side, hey, how are you doing due diligence? Are they, you should probably at least do like, make sure they're not gonna get scammed or something like that, and you're already saying, hey, they're a viable business. And then probably for you, it's just like, I know you had some of the screenshots, so that's good. You know, you should be like, hey, the investment platform is gonna be like, you put your money in. There's a lot that goes on those beyond the technology. So it's kind of gives people a little bit of a freak out moment. Even for you guys, you could be a scammer and it's not your fault. People can hack you. It's like, okay, I'm putting money in, I'm not gonna get it out. The system of investing is really complex because then you gotta think about dividends. Are the businesses paying out at a certain time? At least like Robinhood, it's based on stock market. Then they'll be sort of an investor for them and they get dividends, which is sort of regulated by what we call SEC. So I would just put that in there somewhere. If you're really gonna be like unregulated, hey, it's regulated by Zambia, or hey, partner with the Zambian Stock Exchange, those type of things. It's a lot of complexity, so probably won't get to figure them all out here, but hopefully that gives you the feedback to be like, let me just write them all down, figure it out. Maybe there's a way to do it a smaller way. It's not really an investment. Maybe it's like small loans. Maybe it's like Premier Credit, you know, because that way there's a way to get it back. There's an assurance where, hey, this is on a 6-month, basically maturation of your small bet with the companies, and they're mandated to give you 20%. Something like that. You know, then I could see it just being unclear to the investors what they're getting back. Now, that may hurt your market, even if you've got the best technology ever. But hopefully that helps. Let's give them a round of applause. Well, I think that concludes our BARCAC here. We're gonna go, the judges are gonna talk, deliberate, and we'll come out. The winner, we'll go ahead and close the Zoom and the feed here. We might come back with the winner, and but thanks everyone for joining in, and we'll get back and we look at who is the victor here.